How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves and welcome back to another match preview this weekend. Wolves will be facing off against Fulham at Molineux and a bid to hopefully get back to winning ways. It's been a strange start to the season and we're really hoping that Wolves will get 3 points again after a disastrous weekend last time out against West Ham United. My name's Dave. As always, I'm going to be giving my thoughts ahead of the game. We'll have the Fulham perspective later on in the video as well. And as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below ahead of the game, because there is plenty to get into today. And as always, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So last weekend was a disaster really for Wolves, wasn't it? It was a massive 4-0 defeat away at West Ham United. A game and result I don't think a lot of us expected, to be honest. I think with the way West Ham had started the season and how they were probably predicted to finish the season, I think a lot of Wolves fans were fairly confident going into the game. And of course we had such good form since coming up to the Premier League against West Ham. So it was a disappointing game, to be honest. And it wasn't just the scoreline, just the way we played overall was very, very disappointing. So it's up to Wolves now and up to Nuno to get Wolves to bounce back in some style against a really, really poor Fulham side. They've started off really poorly this season. You look at their results already, a 3-0 loss on the opening day to Arsenal. They lost out to Leeds 4-3. And they lost out to Aston Villa 3-0 in their most recent game on Monday. So 3 goals or more conceded in their first 3 games. Surely that bodes well for Wolves. We haven't really been firing as such, obviously, in our first 3 games. Knocked out of the League Cup as well from Stoke City. So we've got to try and, get back to winning ways. We've had 3 straight defeats now in all competitions. And that big defeat against West Ham United isn't good for us. And we want to get back to winning ways sooner rather than later. You'd think on paper, this is a sort of game that should come at the best time for Wolves, really. It's a team that is struggling, arguably one of the worst teams in the league at the moment, judging by the first 3 games. So Wolves need to take advantage of that. Wolves need to bounce back. It's going to be an interesting one for certain, because there have been certain injury issues for Wolves, certain transfer rumours for Wolves, and what Nuno is going to do to shake up this team, really, and how is he going to shake up the system? Does he go with, we know he's going to play 5 at the back. Does he revert back to a midfield 3 to play two up top, or does he stick with the formation and system that we've used for the first 3 league games of the season? Marçal and Podence are still doubtful. We don't quite know if those two are going to be involved this weekend. However, quite a big and notable transfer rumour has come around that Ruben Vinagre is set to leave Wolves on loan and join Greek club Olympiakos. So that means I'd assume he's going to be a doubt for this weekend as well. So if Marçal is out and Vinagre is out, we haven't really got a left wing back there to play this weekend. Will Semedo go over to the left and maybe Kiana Hoover could start at right wing back? Or, it will be really, really interesting. Nuno's got a little bit of a selection headache ahead of the game, really. And there was just so many disappointing performances against West Ham. It will be really intriguing for us as fans now. The club have had like a full week to try and sort something out. And we all thought, with no Europa League, we're out of the League Cup now. We can focus on the league a little bit more and hopefully see better and more positive results. But, that's not been the case so far. Maybe the consistency and the momentum of the Europa League last season helped us get positive results. Last season, remember, it took us such a long time to get our first win. I think it was like 6 or 7 games in, wasn't it, against Watford. We had started the season really, really poorly. So we've just got to make sure we don't go into that slump again. There's every chance, there's a long way left in the season. There's every chance we could still have a very successful season. We've got new players that still need to bed in. We've got new players that still need to gel with other players. But I'm hoping that this weekend we can really see a proper, good Wolves performance and see us grab 3 points. We've now got the perspective of Fulham fan Dom from Fulhamish, so a big thanks to him. You can find his and the Fulhamish links in the description down below, and here is what he has got to say before Wolves versus Fulham this Sunday.
Thanks for having me on, Dave. It's lovely to be on Talking Wolves, looking ahead to Sunday's clash between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Fulham. I mean, talking about our season, I don't really know where to begin. 3 games, 3 defeats, 3-0 loss to Arsenal, 4-3 defeat up at Leeds, and then that defeat to Aston Villa on Monday night. And then obviously we've lost in the cup to Brentford last night as I'm recording this on Friday, and I don't really know where to begin because it's just been a very, very, very poor season. And I think you got point straight to the transfer window. We knew what our thoughts were coming out of last season. We knew we needed to improve at the back. We know we got goals with Mitrovic up front, and we just haven't brought in any centre backs. And we brought in a couple of full-backs, but our real issue has been our depth at centre-back. Last season, I'd argue Michael Hector was the only one who looked up to, who could potentially make the step up to the Premier League. Obviously, hasn't done that yet. Tim Ream and Dennis Adoy, we saw them win the Premier League 2 seasons ago, and we headed straight back down. We know they're not up to scratch. So, yeah, it's been a very disappointing start to the season, I guess you want to put it nicely. But, yeah, it's weird. We're only 3 games in, and a lot of Fulham fans are already sort of resigned to relegation because we just can't see, who we're going to get in before the deadline. And, the way we're defending in the league and in the cup against Brentford last night, I just can't see how it's going to get much better. But, if you're looking at our strengths, at the moment, looking at the way we're playing, is basically we're trying to cross the ball into Mitrovic. So if your defenders can basically get as close to Mitrovic as they can and basically not bully him out the game, but sort of block him out the game, a bit like Aston Villa did, then I think you'll have a lot of joy in the weekend. I think you will bounce back from your defeat against West Ham here because we've looked very, very poor all season long at the back. And, we scored those 3 goals at Leeds, but I think we only scored the second and the third goal because Leeds scored the 4 and we needed to get back into the game. I think if they just rode out a 2-1 lead, I don't think we would have scored those other 2 goals. So, yeah, it's not very positive. But, looking ahead to the game, if we're looking sort of what lineup I'm expecting Fulham to field, I expect Aragola to be in net. I don't think Kene Tete is going to be fit at right back, so we might see Ina in again from the League Cup. But again, he was very poor, so we could see Dennis Adoy over on that side with Tim Ream and Michael Hector in the middle with Joe Bryan or Anthony Robinson at left back. Now, I think Harrison Reed and Mario Lemina still out, so we could see... I presume we'll go back to a 4 at the back instead of the 5 back we deployed against Aston Villa, because as everyone saw, that just didn't work. So I expect maybe a midfield trio of Johansson might play again with Kearney and Anguissa. I'm not too sure because we don't really have anyone to sit in that role unless we play Anguissa a bit deeper. But again, I don't think he's very good there. We saw that in the Premier League last time. But I expect Anguissa and Kearney to be in the midfield with one other of our central midfielders. Then a front 3, I would like to see Mitrovic up top, and then Ademola Lookman and Neeskins Cabano. But yeah, it's not that positive. Looking into the Wolves game, Wolves fans should be very confident going into this game because I doubt we're going to have any centre-backs registered in time, so it will be the same squad. And yeah, it is atrocious at the back at the moment, and it's all down to our recruitment team. It's all down to our director of football and our chairman's son, Tony Khan, who the fans have been on his back a lot this week, and you can see why, because the recruitment has been absolutely terrible. But it's been a pleasure coming on Talking Wolves. Back over to you, Dave.
So big thanks to Dom. As I said, you can find his links in the description down below. Now, in terms of predicted lineup for Wolves, it's going to be an interesting one. Will Nuno shake it up? Will players be dropped? Will players be brought in? Patricio will start in goal for certain for me. He's made a couple of great saves, against West Ham and against Manchester City. I think he's done himself proud over the last 2 years, really. It's clear to see why he's regarded as one of the better goalkeepers in the world, and obviously why he's been Portugal's number 1 for so long. I think Cody's a cert to stay in the middle of the back 3. To be honest, the positions and statuses of Willy Bolly and Romain Saiz are up in the air for me, It would not surprise me one bit. I don't think Nuno would, especially not Bolly. I think Bolly's a cert. But it wouldn't surprise me to see Saiz possibly drop out. I don't think Nuno is going to be too quick to make major changes. So I do think that 3 will probably stay the same. But as I say, I wouldn't be too surprised to see who comes in. Most probably Hoover possibly into the back 3, but who knows. And obviously with the Marçal potential injury, it's going to be interesting to see if he starts. If Vinagre, he's certainly on his way out. I can't see him starting on Sunday. So it's going to be interesting and intriguing to see who starts on the left-hand side there. Semedo, of course, we should see start on the right-hand side. In the middle, if we're playing with a 2, I really want to see Dendoncker come back in. I think Dendoncker and Neves as a midfield too. Moutinho has just looked a bit leggy for me against City and against West Ham, to be honest. It's so hard to say, but I felt he was poor. So I really think we need the legs and engine of Dendoncker back in there. And then a front 3 of Podence if fit, Jimenez and Adama Traore. We need an Adama Traore with his head screwed on Sunday. If we can have an Adama Traore that has got his full concentration on the game, knows what he's doing, he's got the work rate, he's got the positional sense, Wolves will win against Fulham on Sunday. If we've got a half-arsed Adama Traore again, there's every chance that Wolves won't create the opportunities they want. We need to be a bit more direct with him. We need him running through the middle a little bit more, cutting in. We can't just give it to him on the wing and get balls into the box because it's not going to work. Obviously, the main concern for me going into this game is the physicality of the likes of Alexander Mitrovic up front for Fulham. Connor Cody historically has sort of struggled with that type of player and stature of players, so that is going to be a really interesting battle there. But I'm really hoping Wolves can win. I'm going to back us to get a 2-0 win. Can we get the 3 points, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and fingers crossed Wolves can get back to winning ways and get 3 points. Until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you all very, very soon.